I was told to deliver this message. You think you're invincible because you got money, bombs, guns, and planes, killing babies, innocent people. I think you're insane. Chaos and destruction is the name of your game. Somebody's got to stop you before the whole world goes up in flames. So he told me to tell you, I'll fight
for my brothers. We can go to war. Fighting for my father, I will give my life for. I feel so alone in this white man's world. Whip it in the kitchen, watch that white turn pearl. Standing on the corner, standing on my phone, standing with my gangsters, but I'm standing on my own. If you got to be alone, split you like you be alone. Sacrifice my life, understanding each his own. Toast to the keys of success. Bel Air rose on my breath. I've been a student since '03, and we can fight till we see peace.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Let me holler at you for a minute, give you game. Real scrappy, love the bada Buddha bang. Trigger happy, and everybody in the game. You shot your family and didn't even know it, man. Same rules, same code, with a different slang. Struck him out, now they took him out the picture frame. Mama, don't cry, we gon' get by. 2 weeks later, got killed in a drive-by. Go why? Must we fight amongst each other? Reach one, each one, teach one, my brother. I teach them how to fight on the grass and in the class. Snoop Dogg, all stars, yes sir, they coming fast. D1, football, we won. Now proud of my son, Lil Snoop, yes sir, cause he won. Right on, SC, fight on. We 100, keep it coming, dip, slip, slide on, light on.
I fight like that. 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 I fight like that.
Watching the warriors, the story of the rebels. You from the ghetto, then you know never to settle. I'm shooting common on the streets, I'm a pharaoh. Battling in African-American apparel. Fists on a t-shirt, youngins doing street work. Grinding till they teeth hurt, that's because they need work. Working till the feet hurt, trying to get my soul right. Used to be on old bikes, serving them that cold white. Wars in the winters, the block is hot in summers. Today's mathematics, we know it's strength in numbers. To the bosses and the runners, the hustlers and the stunners. We fight for the hundreds, we fight for the oneness.
He fights with the heat. He fights with the sleet. He said, I am who I am. I can't be beat. Nobody has won a war against me. I fight like that. 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 I fight. All of the nations of the earth as we speak are angry. They're angry because governments cannot suffice the needs of their people. They're angry because a few have gotten wealthy at the expense of the many, and the poor and the sick and the weak and the unlearned multiply. And the value of their lives are diminished by the rich and the powerful, so that when human life is devalued, that in the eyes of man you are unworthy of the gift of life, then it is easy for another human being to take the life of another human being that he or she has devalued. Black life in America is devalued. Hispanic life is devalued. Even poor white life is devalued. There's a way that I have to behave. I'm free, but I'm not free to rob you of yours. I'm not free to take from you what does not belong to me. So if I will construct my life according to these righteous principles, then between man and man, man and woman, peace. Between race and race, peace. Between rich and poor, peace. We have our beautiful Mexican family. This once was theirs. So you can't say to them they are aliens. That's a horrible word to use for former owners. I see my indigenous family here. Many tribes, but they're really one great nation of people that now must be reunited with themselves. So it's their time now, as well as ours, that God would intervene in our affairs and bring the bottom rail to the top. The government is not rehabilitating soldiers. When they send you away to kill. When you come home, they gotta reconstitute you for civilian life again. Make sure you have a job so you can take care of your family, but they're not doing it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, a woman can do anything that a man does, and the only thing he forbids the woman to do is the thing that degrades her. So how high can you go? High as you want to. Why would God allow the female to wear his attributes if you can't be a manifestation of that attribute? Women, you got to be set free. What God has put within you must be cultivated, must be developed, and must be used for the advancement of a nation and a world. I said to myself, Mr. President, why the hell don't you go to the wicked police department? Why the hell don't you stand up and tell them that your killing of black youth and brown youth is not gonna hold no more? Why don't you stand up? God's word is in need of a truth that will set up a government where everybody can live in peace under real freedom, real justice, and real equality.
You have to fix the mind before you can bestow the blessing, because until they get their mind right, everything you invest in them is going to leak out of the crevices of a mind that refuses to change. Look at your neighbor and ask him, do you have a mind to change? Wait for an answer. If they say no, drag them to the altar. Tell them they got till midnight to get that fix. They've got till midnight to dump out all jealousy, all pettiness, all unforgiveness, all strife, all malice, all confusion, all blaming other people for your mistake. You got till midnight to get rid of every poison that's hindering you, every inflexibility that's stopping you from what God is about to pour into your life. Woe be unto you if you go into another year and waste another year with the old mentality while somebody's in the hospital begging God for the opportunity that you have right now. You better step into this moment. Lay your hands on your head and say, give me a new mind. Give me a new mind means give me a new perspective. Give me a new perspective. Give me a new way of looking at my situation. Give me a new way of looking at my circumstances. Get my mind ready for this year, because when I get this year, there's going to be blessings. There's going to be miracles. There's going to be opportunities. Oh, yes, it's going to be some struggles. It's going to be some challenges. It's going to be some tests. But even the struggles are an opportunity for me to show off the victory if my mind can handle the change. Do you have the mindset to be blessed? You have to decide to be blessed. You have to decide, you know what, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad. I will rejoice. As an act of my will, I've decided I'm going to rejoice. I made up my mind. I'm going to be happy. I made up my mind. I'm going to enjoy. I'm as healthy as I'm going to be. I'm as young as I'm ever going to be. I can't get any younger. I can't roll the clock back. With what I got left, I'm going to maximize this. I will rejoice. See, that's getting on somebody's nerves right now, because that old mind can't rejoice. No, not me. I can't rejoice. I'm still angry. I'm not going to rejoice till they apologize. I'm not going to rejoice until he leaves that other woman. I'm not going to rejoice until my children appreciate me. You are wasting time. You have to let the past go and step over into the future and say, I will rejoice. Touch 3 people and tell them there's some things I'm not taking with me in the new year. Everything that's inflexible and everything that's not ready and everything that's backwards and everything that's negative and everything that's condescending and everything that's carnal and everything that's holding me back, I refuse to take it over into another year and waste another new year with an old mind. The devil is a lie. Am I preaching right tonight? Paul said, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. Then he says, and be not conformed, or in other words, to this world. Don't shape yourself around the comings and goings of this world. Don't shape your opinions and your attitudes around circumstances that you cannot change. Don't build your identity around worldliness. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. The word transform comes from the Greek word metamorpho, where we get metamorphosis. He said you can go through a metamorphosis, a complete transformation not because it's January 1, but by the renewing. Woo. If you knew what I dropped on you just there, you'd just be shouting right now. Dorothy, I want to tell you, you could have been home a long time ago. As soon as you decide to stop looking for answers in other people and miracles somewhere down the yellow brick road and click the heels of your mind and set your affections on things that are above, you could have been free years ago. The most powerful tool that you have right now in your life, in your body, is your mind. And your mind is so strong and so powerful that the Bible said it is with the mind that we serve the Lord. Say that with me. It is with the mind that we serve the Lord. That's why the enemy fights you in your mind. He fights you in your mind. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The devil doesn't have to tie you up for you to be bound. He just has to tie up your head with stress, with worry, with aggravation, with low self-esteem, with pettiness, with anger, with hostility, with rebellion. And he can make you physically sick because your mind is sick. But somebody in here tonight is about to get a miracle in your head. Look at your neighbor and say, you don't have to get out of trouble. Tell them you don't have to get out of trouble before midnight. You just have to get your mind out of trouble. If you can get your mind out, you can get your money out. You can get your family out. You can get your job out. You can get your career out. You can get your health out. You can get your prosperity out. If you can get your mind out, no devil in hell, no weapon formed against you, no enemy that hates you, no witch that hexes you can stop you from being free. If you can get your mind out, grab yourself by the head and say, we're coming out of this. Slap somebody and say, I'm coming out head first. Yeah, I'm coming out head first. I'm going to get my head out. I'm going to get my thinking out. I'm going to get my mentality out. I'm coming out head first. And when my head comes, everything that's connected to the head is going to have to come out too. I'm getting my head. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, not by the clock striking 12, but by the renewing of your mind. I'm going to tell you why watch night is going to have meaning to you. Not because it's midnight, but because some of you have gone through so much hell last year that the trouble you went through forced you, that you know you can't go into the future thinking like you were thinking and feeling like you were feeling. You are forced to the point that you have got to get your head out first, and everything else is going to follow. Who am I talking to tonight? Slap somebody, tell them I'm coming out head first.
I want to talk to you for a moment about telling your mind what to think. The last passage of scripture we just read from Proverbs, the 4th chapter and the 23rd verse, tells us, keep your heart. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of the experiences of life. When you come across the word heart in the scriptures used in this sense, heart means the subconscious mind that we've been talking a lot about. Keep your subconscious mind. Be careful to keep feeding it the things that you would like to see in your life. But be careful not to feed your subconscious mind the things that you don't want to see in your life. Don't feed your subconscious mind ideas about sickness, ideas about poverty, ideas about lack and limitation. Feed your subconscious mind ideas about health, ideas about abundance, ideas about prosperity, ideas about love and goodness. Because whatever you put into the subconscious mind, that's what you're going to get out. The subconscious mind can also be likened unto a computer. And the computer people have a wonderful slogan that they use in their business. They say, garbage in, garbage out. And many times people wonder, and they ask me, Reverend Ike, how is it that these things are happening to me? Why? What have you put into your mental computer? What have you put into your subconscious mind? So I want to instruct you on telling your mind what to think. Now please listen to this. Your individual presence of mind should be operated by you and given strict orders by you. But these orders, as I indicated before, should be given lovingly and joyfully. If you do not tell your mind what to think, the world will keep your mind confused. If you do not have your mind operating under your strict orders of good and of love, the world will just keep your mind upside down and fill your mind with all kinds of ideas. So we all have to learn how to program our own minds. Today, there's so many voices from the world mind telling us what to think. Politicians try to program us and tell us what to think. On the other hand, there are preachers telling us what to think. Doctrines and dogmas. But each person should know that I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul. Never let any thought or any idea take up residence in your mind unless, first of all, you examine it and choose to have that idea in your mind. This is what Joshua meant when he said to the children of Israel, choose you this day whom you shall serve. You should not admit any ideas into your mind unless you consciously choose those ideas. And whatever you do, don't let other people tell you what to think. Choose you this day whom you shall serve. So now, what are the good things that we can generally agree on, that we can tell our minds to think? I'm going to give you the general wordology here that I like to use, and then we're going to do some practice work. You see, here at this church, we don't just talk about what is good for us to do, we practice. And we show you how to put these things into action if you so desire. You should tell your mind constantly to think health, happiness, success, love, and prosperity. Repeat these words after me one by one. Health, happiness, success, love, and prosperity. Now let's stand and do what I call a mind exercise. And of course, this is prayer. This is prayer in its truest sense. And remember now, we're not trying to get God up in the sky or God way off somewhere to do anything. We're simply getting it together in our own minds, in our own psychology. And I want to say this, it may shock some of you. You are the only person that you need to convince. All you need to do to get whatever you want is to convince yourself of it. If you can convince yourself in your own mind of the reality of you having $1 million, $1 million would come to you. So please remember, when you're praying, who are you trying to convince? Myself. Now, you see, that makes it simple, doesn't it? If you're here today and you're not experiencing health as you would like to, you don't have to convince God in the sky to heal you. All you have to do is convince yourself in your own mind of the reality of you having health. Some said, there he goes on that mind science again. Yes, here I go on that mind science again. And remember, the Apostle Paul taught mind science. He said it in another way, but the same thing. He said, be you transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good, perfect, and acceptable will of God. Is that Bible, saints? You're praying for some God in the sky somewhere to change you, to change conditions, to change your health, to change your home, to change your husband, to change your children, to change your financial condition. That's not it. Be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. In other words, convince yourself of the reality of a change. And when you convince yourself of a reality of a change, then that change will take place. Back in 1959, after I'd just gotten out of the Air Force and drawing unemployment benefits, $30 a week, I convinced myself while getting $30 a week that I could have a ministry, a radio ministry, an evangelistic ministry that would spread out through this whole nation, and that I could have a network of radio stations all over this country. I convinced myself of that. You see, because some of you stand here and you hear me talk about what you can be, what you can do, and what you can have, and you know what you say? You say, oh yes, Reverend, I can talk because he's got it. Well, I'm telling you how I got it. And the same way I got it, I want to tell you and show you how you can get it. Now, and most of you know you've been on the preachers all your days, and they got what they got, but never told you how to get it. They told you you'd get your pie in the sky when you die, while they were eating theirs, damn it. They rode up to the church in their Cadillacs and their long white robes already, and told you to bring your tithes and offerings, and you'd get yours by and by in the sky when you die. Yeah, and if you didn't do it, they sent you to the other place. So now listen to me, and you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. The same truth that set me free, I want to give it to you so that it will set you free. You see, people say, well, Reverend, I can talk because he's got it. And I want you to know where this thing came from. I started this multi-million-dollar ministry when I was drawing unemployment at $30 a week. That's where and that's when I started all of this. How did I start it? I convinced myself. The first broadcast cost $30 and some cents. And the radio payment just for 3 months, the next 3 months, $189,000, $696.14. We announced that the balance on this building was $250,000. I decided then and there that we were going to pay it off and burn the mortgage. I made that mental transaction. On that date, we'll burn the mortgage. So you see, we're dealing now, here again, to take you back to the conscious mind that I illustrated to you a while ago. As long as you stay just in the conscious mind, you're not going to change. Because even then, when I wanted this tremendous ministry, the conscious mind says, how can you have it? You don't have a job and you're on unemployment and you're only getting $30 a week. How can you do it? What's that? That's the conscious mind. It's always the conscious mind that asks you how. Because the conscious mind only works in the realm of what it can see with the natural eye, feel with the natural touch, taste with the natural sense. This is why you have to convince yourself down in the subconscious, I can be it, I can do it, I can have it. That's prayer. And then that mystic connection will take place between the deeper mind, the subconscious, and the superconscious. And remember, all these facets are within you. And he has ways past finding out. So listen, You only use the conscious mind for one thing. You only use the conscious mind to define what you want. After you use the conscious mind to define what you want, get out of the conscious mind. Drop it. Don't go any further with it, because the next thing it'll ask is how. You see, now I'm teaching you how to shift your mental gears. What do you do with the conscious mind? Decide what, but never how. Decide what and deposit that seed with your wife, the subconscious.
Ready for Revolution. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is another edition of Classes in Session. Free your mind and the rest will follow. I hope y'all found something in this presentation this day. So welcome, welcome, welcome to this mighty session. Shout outs to all of you that are doing your thing, I'm going to go through some housekeeping rules, and then we're going to go through some of the message here. But freeing your mind will allow all those things to transpire that you see on the screen. You will save in gold. You will create your golden parachute, your hedge against all crises, and you'll develop under that WBW, that Wealth Builders Worldwide philosophy. You'll develop under that, because without the philosophy, you can't really embrace your dream. Without the philosophy, you can't understand the power of what you represent when you magnify the power in yourself. So all of this is about freeing our mind today and understand the role of the mind, the conscious and the subconscious, and all that we received and all we continue to receive and all that we share with each other. It all boils down to the matter of our personal will to achieve. Okay, it's really that simple. It's as simple as it's just been described, and we just need to get on the path and on the course to make it the reality we desire for it to be. So free the mind, folks. The rest will absolutely follow. Okay, so a little housekeeping. This Friday, tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. The details can be found on all of my social media pages, but we have I have a weekly Friday online session on a new platform. When I say new platform, I'm talking about a new conference platform, new to us. And so that conference platform will allow us to execute and maximize several thousand people at one time to do presentations. So you'll see the details for that if you check my pages, or if you just type details in the comment, I'll find it, follow it, and send you the individual link. If you're interested in attending, you can also attend with your guests or send your guests. I'm warning you, it's my recruiting page. So you best to make sure that when you invite people, let them know and help them to remember that you invited them, because if they get fired up and sign up with me, I can't change it. I want them to get fired up. I want them to be inspired, but I want them to go back to the one who introduced the opportunity to them. And I will always share that in those platforms and those presentations. However, when people get inspired, sometimes they just go out and just do the darn thing. All right. So stay with your prospects, stay with your new affiliate. And if you're interested in sharing that, check the pages, but you can also just place details in the comments, and I'll be sure to follow up with you later today. I also placed on the Facebook page, Eric Trey Muhammad Facebook page, I placed the video that we showed yesterday about what the rich teach their children. Okay, so you're welcome to look at that at your leisure. Pull it down if you like. All right, so Saturday, you know where we are tomorrow. On Saturday night, we'll be 7 p.m. The Zoom meeting ID is there on top, 842-004-1234. Team Audacity, the Maryland, Virginia teams will be hosting a free live wealth building event with the dream maker himself, Mr. Ty Best. Paul Stewart is hosting. I will also be there, and I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited about all that has transpired in this week, in this month, in this year, in terms of wealth building and what we have to offer people around the world. We offer the hope, folks. We offer the hope. Okay, so look out for that at 7 p.m. Y'all know the rules. Pay yourself first. A tenth of a gram of gold saved every day would take us and leave us a legacy free of want and free of lack. All right. And of course, today is at 10:45 a.m. Eastern, the Mighty Power Call. This is Tell the Truth Thursday. Boy, I don't know what we're going to continue to name these days a week because we banging it out every single day. Sherry Brown shut down the house yesterday. She and Mr. Willie Brown, in their testimony to Mr. Todd Best, he was totally shook. There was nothing else he could say. And then he let loose on the Freedom Call last night, and he could have gone on another hour. I mean, it was just amazing. It was an amazing call. Stay plugged in, folks. 10:45 a.m. We have Tell the Truth Thursdays with Mr. Gold Collector himself, Mr. Dante Taylor, will be on the set. And we have the 12 noon presentation. We have the 5 and 5 training with the coach of coaches, Mr. Al Murray, at 7:30 p.m. I will be there. And this is all on our platform, www.goldrocks.info. And then at 9 p.m. this evening, I will also be there for the live wealth building event. Goldrocks.info is the platform. The way to change the nature of our experiences is to change the nature of our thoughts. So you want to be in the place that will help condition yourselves. And of course, this a week from Saturday, the 25th of July, 2020 at 2 p.m. Eastern. Tickets are $10. Miss Cheryl Ann Goldberg, Mr. Willie Brown, Brother Carlito Muhammad, all of those greats you see on the screen, Diamond Black, who was on our show, Toy Honey, Mahogany Couture, and Floyd Banks, China, and La Precious. Let me tell you something. Oh, I can't leave out Nubia. Sorry, Sister Nubia. Listen, this event is a poetry showcase. It's a talent appreciation showcase and poetic runway in honor of Wealth Builders Worldwide founders Ty and Valerie Best. They will be on the set. Miss Goldberg and others will be paying special tribute to them. It's an array of entertainment and appreciation, and it's the 25th of July. That's the following Saturday, a week from Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Get your tickets, folks, at calfanievents.com, www.calfanievents.com, and the tickets are only $10. Now, if you don't know anything about Calfani, let me tell you, Calfani is a Swahili name that means destined to rule. That's what Calfani means. And there's no more fitting cyberspace presence than what you see in Brother Carlito Muhammad and what he has built there at Calfani Radio. So embrace your mission, embrace your dream. That is his mantra. You know, Calfani Radio International Network, in terms of wealth builders, no media network has done more globally to elevate the culture and philosophy of wealth building worldwide than Calfani Radio International Network. And if you look on that slide, the power in that slide there that you see, all those shows are all hosted by wealth builders. Everybody on the platform are wealth builders. Every platform he involves himself with, he creates wealth builders and pushes and teaches the philosophy of building wealth. I mean, it's just really amazing what our brother has amassed and done in this short period of time. It's about legacy wealth. It's about adding value, adding content to the lives of people. And this is what we all strive to do in all of our undertakings. So big ups to Calfani Radio, Brother Carlito Muhammad. We love you, brother. He is on the road. Give up your prayers for safety and travel, because he's going into some real hot zones, but he's going to be with his new wife. So praise be to Allah. Love you, brother. Safe travels on this day. Woo! Man, yesterday, if y'all did not see it, if you all did see it and did not feel it, I don't know where the hell you were. Because I'm telling you, yesterday, we did a show with our newest wealth builder, Sister Monica Segment Grant. Young Boss Media platform. Whew, got me doing my Rodney Burger. Boy, I'm telling you. It was amazing. It was amazing. The energy, the dialogue, the spirit, the man. I mean, I was floored. I was floored by her entire platform. The team that she has amassed and what they allow her to do in terms of offering and providing mentorship. This is a Facebook page, Young Boss Media. Check it out. Join the group. Figure out those ways and those things that you can introduce, not just your young, but those of us who are young to entrepreneurism, those of us who are new to this wealth building mentality. Check out what she does. The networking that's involved. I mean, it's an amazing feat. I was totally floored by this opportunity, and even more floored when she jumped out on the show. Say, I'm signing up. Let's do it. Let's go right now. And she did. Herself, her business. She's pushing to her teams. Oh my goodness! And then she hooked up with the heavy hitters in our in one of our legs, you know. And I call them team runners. And they are jamming, you know. Big ups to you, Sister Yvonne Busy Bird. Big ups to you, Sister Shaniqua Unique. And I'm telling you, this team is rocking. This team is rocking, you know. And just remember, look, remember this, folks. Remember this. When you are blessed to take charge of yourself, your destiny, when you will things into play, when you allow your conscience to remain there, but allow your subconscious to fuel conscious activity, you have built for yourself a future with wealth, with richness, with health, with great fortune, untold. So by all means, continue to build your dream. Okay, we're going to move on to some of those nuggets that were dropped by all three pastors this morning. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan always opens with our theme for what is errant in the world and the hope for God's world. And then in order to understand the God in you, you have to have the renewal of mind, right? So we gave you Bishop T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes has such a profound grasp on the word. It's phenomenal, you know. And then many things that he shared. Fix the mind to bestow the blessing, he said. Fix the mind to bestow the blessing. You have to wear the blessing. You have to receive the blessing. You have to covet the blessing. You have to, in your mind, think of your mind as a gigantic house or a room that you put all the tools in place, all the trappings in place to invite the right company. During the age of Passover, the season of Passover in the Jewish faith, you find a table set in place. I mean, at the table, you find a setting in place and a door slightly ajar to welcome the Messiah. You see, they're expecting the Messiah to come, and they have this place setting. You have to have this place setting in your mind that allows you to receive and bestow the blessing. So you have to set the stage, right? You have to set the room, right? When you take massive action, you're setting the stage for that Messiah, that messianic posture and mission to come up out of you. Man, woo, TD. Bless you, Bishop Jakes. Don't waste another year, he said. Now, that was a night watch service that you saw. And those of you who may not be familiar with the world of Christianity, especially in the heavy African-centered, spiritually centered Black traditions, I mean, it's in all of Christianity, but there's a night watch service. We're bringing in the new year, right? And there's a message that's given and guides you all the way up into midnight to the tick into the new year. It's normally a safe place of refuge and passage where we fellowship, get our marching orders, and reinforce not just the annual resolution, but the daily affirmation, the daily confirmation that we want to live in that spirit and in that presence. Okay, so all that he dropped there are mantras for everyday activity. He said, you have to decide to be blessed. And it begins with you determining, I will. Good gracious. And let the past go. We said this often. It's like, okay, you have, picture yourself walking. You have two arms, two legs, and in each hand you have a suitcase. And those suitcases are old, but they're comfortable because they're yours. They're a little worn, a little frail on the edges, but the handles have been reinforced, and every content in each of those bags belong to you. and they've traveled with you all of your life. Well, what's in those bags? Well, some things you might be able to wear and other things you can't any longer. You might have gotten too tall. You might have gotten a little portly. Your shoe sizes may have changed, or the underwear may be worn out. Okay. So you're traveling all these things. You're traveling books that you haven't picked up or read properly. All kind of things happening, in those two bags, and you're walking with them. And you want change. You want a different course of direction. You're moving from pillar to post, trying to find space to accommodate all this baggage you carry with you. And then right across from you, there's a new bag that also belongs to you. That new bag is full of all the things that you can wear now, all the things you can wear later, all the things that you can hand down to others when you realize you rather put on some new gear today. It has all the things that you need for the now and prepares you for the future. But you only have two hands and you got them full of old baggage. What must you do? You got to let something go. You got to let the old baggage go in order to embrace the new. All right. He said, T.D. Jakes, I'm talking about, click the heels of your mind, Dorothy. You want to go home? You want to go back to Kansas? You had the power all along. Wasn't that what the good witch said in The Wizard of Oz? Oh, Dorothy, you've had the power to go home all along. It's about the will, folks. It's about the will. It is with your mind to serve the Lord. Whew. How do you serve the Lord? How do you serve the God in you, the King in you, the Queen of you in you? You serve that entity by freeing your mind. You must free the mind. You must free it up. You must will it. Remember, I will rejoice. You heard him say that, and all of you down there chimed in on all the comments and chats. I mean, this thing is fire. It's fire when you understand what you have. I'm going to share something with you before I move to Ike's comments, right? This is something that happened to me. I was studying this book by Dr. Joseph Murphy, and he's a mentor of Reverend Ike. Okay, and Dr. Murphy is one of those who had really brought forth the science of the mind. And he deals with programming the mind, self-programming the mind. Listen, he dropped this nugget and I tried it. Program your subconscious to will what you want into your next day, your reality. And as you ready yourself to retire for rest to receive the next day, when you feel yourself drifting or just about to, or when you realize that you're about to close it out, give yourself a loving, kind, sweet, elevating thought and desire for the next day. I always want to build my teams. I want to build my team so bad not just because when you build your team, you win. I want to build so bad because I'm so full, like Cece Mahone. I just want to teach everywhere, share everything that I know. And I know that the hundreds that are part of the platform now, we appreciate you, but we know there's more of us. So we want you to duplicate. We want you to go out and do the things that are duplicatable in sharing this opportunity with the world, right? And so I'm feeling myself drift because my heart is like, oh, dear God, man, I really, really, really want to be a greater servant in the next day. Bless me to see another day. I have a lot of work to do. This is the truth. This is the truth. I went to sleep and I asked God for expanse. I programmed my mind. I was going to sleep and I remember the last few words I was saying was expand my base, expand my base, expand my base. That's all I remembered. The next morning, the next day, I got an invitation from the platform of LinkedIn. You have been randomly chosen to beta test a process where you exclusively live stream on the LinkedIn platform. It hasn't been rolled out for everybody. You have to register for an application, but we selected a few people to expand the outreach on LinkedIn. That was the very next day. I woke up with it and it was in my messages. So needless to say, the primary platform every Friday at 2 p.m. began with LinkedIn, and I have more than 500 people who have confirmed to come to the event on Friday, and I have more than 11,000 connections on LinkedIn, and the platform holds 10,000 people. What I'm sharing with you is that this works, programming your mind. What does Mr. Best say? He said just the other night, he said, close your eyes and see whatever it is, whatever the financial goal, see $20,000, $30,000, whatever it is. Okay, you say $30,000, fine. It's $30,000. It's right here in your head. Now close your eyes. You see $30,000? Then add a zero, open your eyes. That's it. See, when Reverend Ike said, how did he put it? He said, wait, I got the notes. Tell your mind what to think, and then get out of it. State it, declare it, and then get out of the mind. Close the door. Because if you don't, the conscious mind is going to ask you how, and that's going to feed the doubt. So, and when I was on Young Media with Sister Sekhmet yesterday, I said there's three things that we have to experience. We have to experience this, folks, when you have an opportunity that's new to you and new to so many others. Okay? And they don't know you for it. You're going to experience doubt. You're going to experience condemnation. And then eventually you'll experience acceptance. All right? So doubt, these are natural parts and natural processes that will happen. The doubt is not only the doubt of the people in front of you, it's the doubt in your own mind. If you say, wow, I can do this, the rest comes in behind it. Like the conscience says, how are you going to do this? How you going to do that? Come on now, please. That's what the mind does. But it's only designed to do that because of all the training we received in the society. You know, when the wars were fought over, they still being fought, but the wars were fought overseas, and the Bush administrations came out and they called this thing, both senior and junior, they called it weapons of mass destruction. Well, I coined this weapons of mass distraction. So all this distraction, all this program, that's right, Brother Ronald, all this programming, 40,000 hours of programming, right? It went into us, and in that entering us, it feeds doubt first and foremost right on the doorway of your conscious activity. And my father said, what is the duty of the activist? What is the duty of the revolutionary? The duty is to make the subconscious aware of conscious activity. You make the conscious aware of conscious activity. You see, subconscious aware rather of conscious activity. So that means that you program the subconscious to will the current activity to be nothing but the success you want to achieve. So Reverend Ike, he said, you have to eliminate poverty, lack, and limitation from your mind, completely from your mind. Well, how do you do it? You have to be the God of your mind. You have to call for wealth, health, love, prosperity, and abundance. He says, tell your mind what you think. The presence of mind must operate under strict laws by you. Don't let other people tell you what to think. Gracious. Don't let other people tell you what to think. People are going to doubt you. People are absolutely going to doubt you. But what happens with that doubt? It's part and parcel It's par for the course. When you get the doubt, live in it, embrace it, and know you're on the right road. Know that you're on the right road. I experienced something several years ago. I didn't like what was being said about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I didn't like what was being said about my father, Stokely Carmichael. I did not like what was being said about the man I was walking with lockstep and still walk with, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I didn't like what people were saying because I came from a world that proved the necessity for conscious activity. Okay? That proved the necessity for movement. That proved the necessity for change. I'm raised in that world and I'm walking with these greats, and I do not like what the world says about them. And I'm 90 pounds soaking wet, but I'm ready to kill a brick, choke a stick, drown a glass of water. I want to make blood bleed for my leaders. Right? And I'm talking to the minister about my frustration. And he just threw on that $1 billion smile. And he said, brother, I'm in the seat of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And as a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'm getting exactly what my teacher got. He said, now they have a whole lot of things, a lot of evil things they say about me. And he said a lot of things about the messenger. He said, but the one thing they never called any of us is a liar. He said, that's how you know we're backed by God, because we can only speak the truth that we're responsible for. And he found great comfort in that. I still wanted to beat the hell out of everybody. They didn't do nothing for me then. But I grew over time to understand it. And now I'm walking in a path that encourages us to encourage another mission and allow an additional mission, not another mission, an additional mission. It allows us to make the commission of Dr. Sykes known to the world. And what happens with it? You get doubt. You get doubt. You get condemnation. You get all the ridicule in the world. And when you allow your mind to wallow in that, guess what else will wallow? Your production. You see? But when we reprogram the mind, folks, when we reprogram the mind, victory is ours, saith the Lord. Now, I'll close with this. Reverend Ike, as well as Bishop Jakes, shared that Romans verse 12:2, right? Where he said, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan often quotes that verse, but he quotes it in fullness, meaning theirs was relegated to a particular point that they wanted to share about the need to have control of your mind. But that full passage gives you the victory behind that need, why it's important. It reads, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds, so that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. That passage, Romans 12:2. Check it out. Habakkuk, second chapter, second verse. Check them out. And if you don't see wealth builders, then we're not on this stream. I want to thank you for the opportunity to share with you this morning. I hope you found something enriching and meaningful in it. I do. Man, I'm just so excited about what we're going to experience on this Tell the Truth Thursday. And again, for those who are interested in being a part of the platform that I am launching tomorrow at 2:00 Eastern, just type details in the message here or go to my Facebook page, go to my, I don't have the Instagram on it yet, but LinkedIn and others are on it. And we'll make sure you get the details. You'll know it because you'll see the planet evolving revolving in the universe. And that's where you see it. Hey, brother Jay Delay. Ooh, woo. That brother, and he and brother Minister Jamil Muhammad did a Farrakhan-a-thon on July 3rd, and then came back and did it on July 5th to recap what was done on July 4th. Now, the minister said something. He was talking about the evils of Florida, the state of Florida, and what the old elder Jewish powers, Zionists more so, did in the state of Florida, and how they served to be a block against Cuba, who has proven remedies in the fight against COVID-19. And per capita, Cuba is the largest dispatch of surgeons, doctors, practitioners, nurses, anywhere to be found in the world. They go all over the world, folks, on their own dime into countries to fight against disease, to fight against disparities. They went to China and started reeling back what was going on in China. They went to France. They went to the UK. They're in all parts of Africa. Cuba, the one we have the embargo against, the one who is not suffering from COVID. They know something. They understand something. And because America can't commercialize it, they condemn them. And they're trying to convince the world to condemn them, but the world is embracing Cuba. The minister said for those evil acts, he asked God to make Florida the epicenter of the coronavirus until they release that embargo. Guess what? 2 days ago, it was announced that Florida, the state of Florida, is the number one scourge in the world. It is the epicenter now of COVID-19. Let them go. Let that embargo go and stop being the pharaoh of the scriptures, where you know what's right, and every time you start to make a move, your heart hardens. Let the people go. You let go also. You let go also. All right, family, that's going to be all for me. And these streams have gotten longer and longer, but I figure if I make more platforms to get it out of my system, then this will come down and be inside that hour I so am desirous to maintain. So I thank you all. I love you all. I want you to get on to Lakeisha McKnight if you're interested. I want you to get on to Brother Consul if you're interested. I want you to on that mighty, mighty power call, whether you're interested or not. I want you on the wealth building platforms, www.goldrocks.info. There's a meeting ID. Get with your sponsor. Those of you who are affiliates and don't know the password to get on goldrocks.info, get the password from your upline. Find out how to get it. Join the Telegram, the Wealth Builders Telegram group, so you can get the information you need and get on that line and let everybody know that you are in the house. In the house. All right. And remember, thank you, Brother Clovis Cox. Details, just type details like brother did, and we'll be sure to get those out to you in the course of this day, but you can also check our pages. All right. I am so grateful and so honored that you allowed me to be a part of your life this morning. And I'm prayerful that I remain a constructive part of your life day in, day out, because we are wealth builders worldwide, and all we do is win. So peace and power. Thank you again. Thank you again, Sister Monica Segmet Grant, for that powerful, 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 powerful presentation that you blessed us with yesterday. It was nothing short or less than amazing. Thank you so much. I pray that you all have a successful day. And for those who are just meeting and coming to this opportunity, just know we're all going to meet on the other side of money. So I will see you then. Peace and power.
Peace. Strong words. Love. Soul. And change. Yeah. This is Big Snoop Dogg. Coming at you live and direct. And I got something to say. You dig?
Let's change the world, divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, oh let's learn to love again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
Brother, what will you discover if we come together and do it like we never? I'm just sick and tired. I'm fit to light the fire. Now put this on the wire. The devil is a liar. I do this with no hesitation. Meet me at the reservation. Elevating, educating, meditating, concentrating. Replenisher, finisher, opposite of sinister. And I do it for the minister.
Let's change the world, divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, so let's learn to love again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
Somebody need to stop the war. Man, the war ain't overseas, it's at your front door. And I done seen too many brothers shot up on the floor for more than drugs and some colors. And now you call us warlords. But if you can help it, then help it. But you ain't helping us. You so selfish and selfless, you wanna see us breathless and helpless. But I'ma hustle and tussle for all my brothers who struggle. Yeah, we bang the world. Now let's change the world.
Let's change the world, divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, oh let's learn to love again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.
No killing, no shooting, no dying, no lying, no gang banging, so no more mamas crying. Everybody get along, man, that be the perfect song. Peace in the streets as I sit back on my phone, chilling with the president. He let me in the White House. Back to the castle with the minister, no doubt. Shoes at the front door. Love is what you come for. Let's get it right and unite, but do it right.
Let's change the world, divided we fall, but united we stand. Let's change the world, no fights, no wars, so let's learn to love again. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Whoa, oh, oh. Let's change the world, let's change the world, let's change the world. Let's make hope for the future.